ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति शुभदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी श्रवानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसुदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं परमानन्दमाधव श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय उत्तरे श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिते नमस्ते सरस्वती गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे हरिश्रीष्णुदेव पश्चातदेशतारिणे। Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, chapter 13, verse number 6. The chapter entitled Description of Descendants of Dhruva Maharaj. Maitri Uvacha Dhruvasya Chotkala Putra Dhruvasya Chotkala Putra Pitari Prasthite Vanam Pitari Prasthite Vanam Sarvabhauma Sriyam Naichad Sarvabhauma Sriyam Naichad Adhirajasanam Pituhu Adhirajasanam Pituhu Dhruvasya Jotkalah Putra Pitari Prasthite Vanam Sarvabhauma Sriyam Naichad Adhirajasanam Pituhu. Maitreya Vacha. The great sage Maitreya said, Dhruvasya of Dhruva Maharaj. Cha also Utkalaha Utkala Putraha son Pitri after the father Prasthite departed Vanam for the forest Sarvabhauma including all lands Sriyam opulence Na Aichat did not desire Adiraja royal Asanam throne Pituhu of the father. Translation. Based on this Bhakta Social Ki. The great sage Maitreya replied, My dear Vidura, when Maharaj Dhruva departed for the forest, his son Utkala did not desire to accept the opulent throne of his father, which was meant for the ruler of all the lands of this planet. There is no purport. Let us go to the next. सजन्मनोपशांतात्मा निस्संगः समदर्शनः तदर्श लोके विदतम आत्मानं लोकमात्मनि. From his very birth, Utkala was fully satisfied and unattached to the world. He was equipoised, for he could see everything resting in the super soul and the super soul present in everyone's heart. Purport. The symptoms and characteristics of Utkala, the son of Maharaj Dhruva, are those of Mahabhagavat. He has stated in Bhagavad Gita 6.30, Yamam Pashit Sarvatra Sarvancha Mai Pasyati. A highly advanced devotee sees the Supreme Personality of Godhead everywhere. And he also sees everything resting in the Supreme. It is also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 9.4, Mayatadamidam Sarvam Jagat Abhyaktam Murtina. Lord Krishna is spread all over the universe and is impersonal feature. Everything is resting on him, but that does not mean that everything is he himself. A highly advanced Mahabhagavad devotee sees in the spirit. He sees the same super soul, Paramatma, existing within everyone's heart, regardless of discrimination, based on the different material forms of the living entities. He sees everyone as part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Mahabhagavat, who experiences the Supreme Godhead's presence everywhere, is never missing from the sight of the Supreme Lord, nor is the Supreme Lord ever lost from his sight. This is possible only when one is advanced in love of Godhead. I neither have any qualification nor do I have any realization. I'm a conditioned soul, so obviously, whatever I heard in the past, I'll just repeat it. And I don't have any claim in that. So I seek everyone's blessings. Right. So, this chapter is about the descendants of Maharaj Dhruva. No? See the beginning of the chapter. It starts with Prachetas and Nardamani interaction with Prachetas, and so Vidura. So Vidura's inquisitiveness to learn what happened, So one should have that inquisitiveness. I want to learn about Krishna and his devotees. If we don't have that mentality, we'll be attracted to material energy. The same tendency of the desire to hear about Krishna and his devotees will become perverted to listen about others, listen about others and others, what is happening in their lives. Everyone has ego, false ego, hankar. Then we try to compare ourselves with them. Mind is there only to dissatisfy you, keep you dissatisfied. Do you know why the movie industry thrives? I'm serious. You know why movie industry thrives? Even though it is just a, a, a manifestation of something from the mind of a writer, which is later brought into existence by a bunch of characters, like director and all. It thrives on only one thing. What is happening in somebody's life? I'm interested. That's it. That's only one thing. This pull is so strong. This pull is so strong that movie industry tries to capitalize on that. You know. So there is something called a screenplay. Writer writes it, but screenplay means they have to, they prepare the scenes in such a way. Hey, what next? What next? Because we have a strong desire to know about others' lives. We have three. A conditioned soul has its nature: controller, owner, proprietor, and enjoyer. These are the three qualities of Krishna actually. And we want to do the same thing. This includes devotees also, whether Kanishta or Madhyama. As long as we have these three modes present in our lives, which especially Raja and Tamo prominent, we act on that. So as long as we have that nature, as long as people are there with that nature, the movie industry thrives. You know? But even when movie industry was not there, there were the novels were ruling the world. People were reading it. It's only one thing, what is happening in their lives. Hey, this is a concoction from somebody's mind that you don't know. I really want to know what is happening. Actually, honestly speaking, just to talk to your parents in India or somebody in India, if you have spoken more than 5 minutes, definitely there will be third person. Definitely. If it is 3 minutes, it means you'll talk about the family members. If it is 10 minutes, it is like outside of the circle of family members. For sure. How many of you agree with me? I mean, unless there is a serious problem in the home or health issues and all. Otherwise, if everything is normal, you know. And what is that, Lord Chaitanya, devotees came from Navadvip to, came from Bengal to Puri. Lord Chaitanya asked one question. How is my mother's bhakti going on? He didn't ask, how is my mother's health going on? Very interesting question. Are what health you will ask? He said, how are you today? I'm fine. But actually, yesterday only I went to doctor. Doctor said this problem, all these problems. Will say. But what is the first answer? How are you today? I'm very fine. राधा गोपचंद भगवान की जय भगवान की जय. How many of you agree? And another third world country, especially now India is becoming rich. They are getting pension, they are very happy. This family, two children, they got jobs, they are very happy. And that part. So it's an illusion, you know. If you have money and you know if you have money and if you have family, okay, I thought of not telling, but I'll tell. One time, that time, our Jai Satchidananda Krishna Prabhu's counselor in today's sannyasi Bhaktinath Maharaj, that time he was Sarveshwari Prabhu. He came to New Vrindavan. He said, when a brahmachari remains a brahmachari, the parents will be very sad. The moment he gets married, he's settled, even though he's a beggar. No, no, he's settled. Arey, how will he maintain his family? That is not our problem. Once he gets married, he's settled. These are all his words actually. You know. So even if you're a Mahabharata devotee, somehow you have this feeling, I don't know, it's truly for Indians or others. I don't. Mara said that. So no, no, you get married, then you'll be settled. But they don't have any job. They should already two children. No, no, Krishna will take care. But at least alone, who will take care of him when he's old? Are forget about old age now? Now, no, they don't understand. So, but here, Vidura inquired from Maitreya with eagerness. Oh, greatly advanced devotee, who are Prachatas? To which family did they belong? You know? And uh, how did Narada Muni glorify Supreme Personality of Godhead? What pastimes were described in that meeting? I am very eager to hear them. If we do not have the eagerness to hear about Krishna, we have eagerness to hear about Trump tariffs. हम उसको तारीफ करते हैं tariffs ko tarif, that's it. When you meet two people, if you have not read yesterday anything else, definitely it has to come. Or you just read something. That's why most of the people, when they meet, they talk about Guru, because you don't need to read anything to talk about Guru. You know? But you have read something, Krishna's beauty. You know? Why Vyasdev is unhappy? Garam Prabhu made a statement about bridge preaching. Garam Prabhu, everyone is getting into bridge preaching. Why you are not getting into bridge preaching? Garam Prabhu made $1 million statement. Hey, Vyasadeva, because he has not sufficiently glorified Krishna, he is dissatisfied. Bridge preacher, another made another statement in that relation. Dhanudhar Maharaj quoted. You know, all the bridge preachers are still on the bridge only. And preachers are on the bridge, and their followers are on the bridge. They never came to the, ISKCON land. That's how Maya works. That's why he said, no, for no bridge preaching, direct whether people will come or not, I'll speak Bhagavatam only. So coming back, Maharaj Dhruva, what is Maharaj Dhruva? His mind. Can you see my hand? Zip, filled with love of God. A material mind has become a spiritual mind. A material mind became spiritual mind. In spiritual mind, I don't know when he got married before, of course, by age 5, he saw. Because of that, the son was born. It's a great son. Utko. Not interested in anything. Why not? You are born from a spiritual mind. You know? So there was no, of course, Kshatriya, no doubt. Um, so that's my, I hope I'm right. So Mahabharat devotee at the age of 5. And because of that, the son, Utkal, was the moment his father went, not only that, this Utkal had the association of his father for a long time. And sometimes I see this, I know, I'm inspired to quote that. The parents, they come and the father or mother, mostly father only, father comes and offers obeisances. The child will go and sit on the back of the father. Hey, I have an authority here. I'm connected to him. I have an authority. Same authority we have for Krishna also. We are connected to Krishna. You know? So, other bhakti yogas, I want to tell this one point before I actually get into this today's sloka. Other yogas, you try to forcefully control your mind and senses. Example is Saubhari. But bhakti yoga transforms the mind, spiritualizes the mind. When the mind is spiritualized, it will dissolve the material mind. That is when the mind, subtle mind is the repository of all the Mind is the repository of all the past experiences. Tamaguna experience, Rajoguna experience, Satoguna experience. So in other yogas, you try to control that. After this many years, centuries, Sabrimuni, what happened? He's Ashtanga yogi. That's why when he saw the mating of fish, immediately was agitated. But a bhakti yogi, he's aiming, he's trying to saturate his brain, his mind with Krishna's thing, Nam Rupa Guna Leela. Then what happens? That dissolves the subtle mind, and in the same place, spiritual mind manifests. Um, so then what happens? You will attain the love of God, then only if those people who have attained the love of God, they'll enter into Vaikuntha planets. So, coming back to today's thing, Sajanmanopashantatma Nissangah Samadarshanaha. So, what is that? From the beginning of the birth, very satisfied. What is the problem of a controlled soul, a conditioned soul? Dissatisfaction. Actually, I used to think my life, my early days of life, I have a good quality. No matter what I achieve, I can never be satisfied. More. Later, I realized that's a conditioned soul. Uh, that is a nature of the conditioned soul. Vanaprasada Saumyatvam Maunam Atma Vinigraha Bhava Samsudar Ityetat Tapo Manasamuchyate. So, what is austerity of mind? There is an austerity of speech, austerity of mind, austerity of body. So, in that austerity of mind is what? Satisfaction, simplicity, gravity, self control, and purification of one's existence. Satisfaction. How many of you agree? Most of us, we have to talk about ourselves. Are we dissatisfied or not? Even practicing bhakti for this much long. What is the nature of the mind? It will show something. Hey, you don't have this. You don't have this. You agree? Do you agree with them? What people don't have in the world, 19% you have, or 95 things you have. Mind never shows and makes you happy. It shows you that 5 things that you don't have and makes you unhappy. So what we have to do? Until as long as it remains conditioned, we are a conditioned soul, ignore and be focused on the goal of life. But at the same time, we need to cultivate. When you are focused on saturating our mind with Krishna, Nama Rupa Guna Leela, eventually we'll all come to a day when we are satisfied. And what is name our Suklamar Brahmachari, when he would go on back, people would give. I heard in one lecture, actually, you can see this in Rishikesh, you can see this in Vrindavan. People, they would give chipped rice. Chipped rice, one very unique quality of chipped rice is it doesn't get spoiled for a long time. It is cheaper than even rice. That is a chipped rice they give to beggars. And a sadhaka can mix the chipped rice with water and he can eat it. He can maintain himself. So Kalamar Brahmachari is very happy. Just, happy being satisfied with chipped rice. Why? Is when our pleasure is on the eating of substances, it's very lowest level. But pleasure means he is getting pleasure somewhere. When I'm getting pleasure somewhere, I don't care what I need and the lower levels to maintain the body. If that is not there, then any consciousness will come down. You know? So Manaprasad Saumyatvam, a person who is satisfied. And what is Kali Yuga? One time one devotee made a statement. Whatever is wrong is promoted by government and society in a big way. Casinos are promoted, drugs are promoted, everything is promoted. Actually, one casino, I just came from Dallas. We give this many millions of dollars to uh, Texas education. Means you all should come here and support. Correct. They are telling this is a temple, you please come and support. Is it nonsense? So then when you try to go to basically this type of things will leave us dissatisfied. Where in the world they are teaching, what is that? Tapodivyam putrakayana sudhiya tasmad brahma saukhyamanantam. Nayan deha deho bhajan loke kashtan kaman arhat vidbhujam hai. Hey, you're not deha, you're dehi, living in the body. The way, vidbhuj means pig. Pig enjoys halwa. Sorry, pig enjoys stool. The way we enjoy halwa, pig enjoys stool. Same pleasure. We need to have realization for that. It is truth sleeping. Dog sleeps on the road. We sleep on the bed. Same pleasure. Mating also, they say same pleasure. My children, you should not, if you do that, it's not good. It's with the animals do that. Tapodivyan tapasya. Where is tapasya? One devotee went to Israel as Radhana Swami one day before Brahman initiation and he said, Maharaj, you are giving me Brahman tomorrow, I don't have any qualification. Maharaj said, Prabhu, I am not giving you Brahmin just because you are qualified. I am giving Brahmin because I have a hope you will cultivate the qualities of Brahmana. And what are the qualities of Brahmana? Sama, peaceful. Dhamma, sense control. Where is sense control? Tapa, tapasya, austerity. Shanti, tolerance. Arjam, honesty. This Gopal Krishna Maharaj was giving Brahmin and he quoted this. I still remember. I don't know for whom he is giving it to 8 and 9. This Rukmini sent a Brahmana to Krishna with a letter. Krishna received because he's a Brahman. Krishna received him nicely and said, Brahmana, are you peaceful? If you are not peaceful, then what type of Brahmana are you? What is the first quality of Brahmana? Sama. Without mind being satisfied, you can never be peaceful. Always, apuramanam achalam pratishtam, that verse in Bhagavad Gita. If all the senses are dumping the desires into the ocean of the mind continuously, then where is the peace? Where is the satisfaction? You know, manaprasa. That's why first thing one should cultivate is satisfaction. One book, was printed by Radheshyam Prabhu. He says, don't increase your desires and live like a beggar. Decrease your desires and live like a king. Kaupinavanta kodubhagyavanta. You have only one kaupin, you are the richest person. You have only one kaupin, you are the richest person. But if you keep on increasing your desires, that story kaupin, Guru said, be satisfied with one kaupin. Guru Maharaj, this is an old story. Today, brahmachari is also, one time we are vacating 10 mile road. And Sanathan going from Rajmahal Prabhu said, Prabhuji, what is this? This brahmachari or grostas? Grostas also, they don't give me this much. They struggle to vacate, not so vacate, yeah, not evacuate, sorry. So that much, so much stuff. What is America? Accumulate. Then where is satisfaction? This mind creates artificial needs. What is the end result? I mentioned in my book I wrote. If your home is filled with clutter, it will cause you stress. It's very easy to give class when somebody is listening. Very easy to quote verses when somebody is listening, but you are inflating the ego. I know the verse that you don't know. If priest is repeating the verse and you repeat after him, there is some, hey, I'm telling you and you're repeating. But everyone repeats same thing. Abba, difficult. How many of you are understanding what I'm telling? If everyone knows, what is that? Our we recite the in the beginning we recite Mangalacharan. That is what is, no, everyone knows. No, I want to add one thing that you don't know. And then I'm a little better than you. Do you know Bhakti Master stuck with verses? You don't know. Then I'll recite that. Haribo. One brahmachari told me, you can't believe. This is not all. This is how mind works, sir. One lady came and said, Prabhuji, my son is sick past 3 days. Please pray for him. Yes. Few days later she came and said, Prabhuji, thank you very much. You prayed for my son and he recovered. This Prabhu said, no, I didn't pray. क्या ब्रो ऐसा बोलते हैं आप? No, you prayed, that's why you recovered. No, I didn't pray. Wow, Haribol, I didn't pray. I forgot. So it's our nature, we want to take shelter. Why in the movies they show Rajnikant close to God? Because that's what we want. And we want to take shelter on everything. We don't want Guru. We want somebody who will take care of our needs. I'll give you Krishna. I don't need it. What do you need? My children should be good. My family should be good. Sukha sampatti karave. Kashtamate. Be there whenever I need you. Be there. That's it. That's not bhakti, sir. You're dissatisfied. You're putting your guru to dissatisfaction. But I want only bhakti. Means what do you need? I don't need anything. Krishna says, thank God, one person is there. When he comes, I don't need to be scared. What is going to present? Yeah. Even actually, one time going through a very nice statement. Today, nobody talks about Kola Sridhar. Or nobody talks about Suklam Ramachari. Everyone wants to be like, who is Gadar Pandit? Guru? What's Pundrik, everyone wants to be Pundrik Vidyanidhi only. I should have everything. But when somebody comes, I should become ecstatic next 5 hours. And understand how advanced I am. Pundrik Vidyanidhi, ecstasy is not artificial. It's very natural. Pundrik Vidyanidhi never went to take bath. He never took bath, first of all, in Ganga. And he never went to see Ganga in the daytime because when he would see people, this is Ganga coming from the lotus feet of, Vishnupadi, with the lotus feet of Krishna. How can you, take bath and cleanse your body? How can you put your feet there? Pandit Vidyanidhi would worship Ganga only in the nights. Okay, you are a CEO and there is nothing wrong in good car. Definitely it's needed. You should have it. Why not? So let me go to the next level, not just staying here. His son, the quality is fully satisfied, for that reason untouched and equipoised. Wow. And you could see everything resting in super soul and super soul present in everyone's heart. Many times I tried, let me confess. When I see somebody, I want to see Krishna in their heart because we have been reading it. Or once in a while, Krishna is in my heart while chanting. But it stays only when I tell myself. But when I deal with somebody, it doesn't. That is my desire. Because before you see Krishna live, you'll see Krishna in your heart. Before you see Krishna live, you'll see Krishna in your heart. So, Yamam pasyati sarvata sarvatra sarvancha mai pasyati. You know, for those people who see me everywhere, I'm never lost to them or they are never lost to me. Krishna says in Gita 6th chapter. So, what do you mean? Actually, Prabhupada gave explanation to this. Prabhupada, does it mean seeing Krishna everywhere? No. When you see my glasses, Prabhupada said, when you see my glasses, what do you read? Oh, these Prabhupada glasses. The glasses remind you Prabhupada. You know? So likewise, this tree belongs to Krishna. This car belongs to Krishna. His Krishna's energy. So any object reminds you of Krishna. That is seeing Krishna there. When you see a beautiful girl or a beautiful boy, it is not reminding Krishna, means that's Maya. Straight. It is a. But when you see Krishna, when you see a boy or a girl, and that's reminding you, Krishna, wow, this is so beautiful means, or she is so beautiful means, the creator, Krishna, is more beautiful. They are Krishna's element. I pray a day will come, we all have that type of, at least, if you have it, I don't have it, and I pray I have that type of thing. So, everything is resting, means again, Krishna is Prabhupada is writing here, Maya tadamidam sarvam jagatavyak murtina matstan sarvamutani nachaham teshu avasthita. So, what is that? All beings are in me, but I am not in them. Krishna speaks this double language in Bhagavad Gita 9th chapter. So Prabhupada is giving an analogy, king and his departments, So everything is resting on Krishna's energy. Because Krishna is non-different from his energy, everything is resting on Krishna. One day I told myself, that is one thing, Krishna is different from us. Many times I mentioned it. You have a bank account, you have a home, you have a computer, you are definitely different from your energies. Krishna and his energy not different. Krishna and his energy not different. That one quality, nobody has that, only Krishna has it. Krishna or Vishnu Tattva. So, Mahabharata devotee means, how do we know we are making advancement spiritually? When you see spirit and matter, when you, for example, a chicken, when you see a Krishna's element, respect. For a chicken eater, this is matter. Immediately your mouth starts salivating because it's an object of sense enjoyment. There's a verse I forgot, but Gaur Gopal Prabhu quoted one time. When you see a young girl, for 60-year-old man, object is same, but vision is different. He'll think, my daughter I have to get her married. So a 20-year-old young girl would remind a 60-year-old man about his imminent, marriage that has to be performed to his daughter. A 40-year-old woman, who 20 years ago used to be like this. For a 20-year-old man, she's an object of sense gratification. For a tiger, this is my food. Object is same, but interpretation of the object is different. Why? That is, interpretation is based on 3 modes. So likewise, but Mahabhagavad devotee means realizing the presence of Krishna everywhere. Or a person having a strong desire to realize Krishna everywhere. That is possible when our goal of life is, if not this life, next life. If not next life, further next. To attain Krishna. Krishna, if in Tattva we understand, then we can understand eventually Krishna in Leela. But without that, if we try to get into Krishna Leela, nowadays so many books are coming. Definitely with the contaminated mind of Rajagun Tamagun, we try to superimpose our contaminated consciousness on that. And that is when we do gross injustice to ourselves. Because that is a, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says approach with dignity, desire before desire, first desire and then desire. But when our mind is saturated, very important, samsiddha haritosha, when Krishna, our progress is based on how much we have pleased Krishna, Guru and Krishna. When Guru and Krishna are pleased, then to that extent we get realizations. Vivekananda got an opportunity to meet Gaur Kishore Das Maharaj. Shocked. This when he was in that the wave of reputation in India, because Indians are crazy. He went to America. He went to America and he preached. He gave a lecture also, and he impressed people also. Sense control, definitely. Then when he saw Gaur Kishore Das Maharaj, I'm just sense controlled, mind controlled. But that person's mind is a spiritual mind filled with love of God. That I don't have. First time he saw a person who is way advanced. Gorkir Baba Maharaj, he did not want anything from this world. And again, actually, the next verses they said, people thought Utkal was a crazy man. Haribol, that is a beauty. So likewise, everyone thought Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj was like, except for few people, the devotees, he was for outside world, he is crazy. Wow. When, what is his name? Sukadeva Goswami was walking naked, people were throwing stones at him. But when he came to the audience, everyone got up. And then the people were throwing stones, the ladies and the children, they became scared. Hey, you know. Same thing with Jadabharat. His brothers were feeding him stale rice. Jadabharat says, no, I had no problem. Haribo. Why? So, what is that? He's enjoying on that spiritual pleasure. I was telling, last conference call Wednesday. We don't enjoy. If we enjoy enjoying, that will bring that is material enjoyment. What it will do? It will increase, it will inflate our false ego. It will inflate our material mind. When false ego increases, when somebody else has the same thing, we become envious. And our false ego increases, it will make the mind and senses dull. And it fills you with the dissatisfaction. But we enjoy being enjoyed by Krishna. That's also enjoyment. Small, simple, easy example everyone can understand. Fasting on Janmashtami, offering food on the altar. What is our happiness? Krishna ate. Ekadashi fasting, if you are not careful, what is your happiness? I am fasting. Means if you're not careful, your ego is feasting. Hey, you're all fasting, I'm only one feast. I'm only one fasting, you're all eating. You're most fallen. That problem is there. Because you have to enjoy somewhere. How many agree? Somewhere you have to enjoy. On Ekadashi fasting, what can you enjoy? You can even go to Sarv Prasad also. And they are taking, you're all fallen. I'm just kidding. I'm the only one advanced. Somewhere you have to enjoy. How many agree? Somewhere you have to enjoy. When the senses are longing for, then you say, no, then is I most fallen. So one lecture I heard. Then what should I have? What should be the proper consciousness? I am most fallen. They are eating their consciousness better than me. I need to fast probably 10, 15 years. Then one day I'll have their consciousness. If you have that consciousness, they are eating and they are more advanced than me, then only we will not judge. That's why I gave Janmashtami example. Janmashtami, we cannot say, Krishna, okay, your son's enjoyer. No, he is a supreme Rasaraj, obviously. Supreme sense enjoyer, you cannot say anything. And but spiritual though, right? One lecture and I'll finish with this. And Krishna will never look at anybody. But one of the common criticism for Krishna, so many gopis and so many wives. Krishna will not look at anybody other than Radharani. That's it. If Radharani element is there, then only Krishna. Rather than so many people, Krishna will look at them all. Okay, Miss Universe, she became a devotee, let us see, 21 years. After 40 years, she becomes 60-year-old. So Miss Universe comes and offers, Krishna starts eating. 20 years later, Krishna has to stop looking at her. Why? Now he became old. Not like that. Pavagrahi Janardana. But the moment our heart is saturated with bhakti, means the moment Radharani entered into our life, Krishna says, Zoop! Wow, Radharani is there, let me go there. As long as that's not there, you're an Ashtanga yogi, Krishna will not look at it. Will not look at it. So Krishna will not look at anybody other than Radharani. Amazing, right? So because Utkala was a Mahabharata devotee, and he could see Krishna, he could feel the presence of Krishna, experience Krishna. He was considered unfit, and they brought his brother as a king. No. So, okay, the last line, what is our example? What is that take home lesson? Sthana yasata shrutikata tanvan manobe. Stay where you are, decrease your, we should decrease our kshetra, goal of life is a samsiddhar harityakshanam, haridoshanam. Try to please Krishna. And the goal of life is I have to, go back to God and know another life. Even if you may have, recently I told students, you are a million times better than Elon Musk. Really? Better because, the university is brainwashing, should become rich. And what become rich? You have $40,000 loan, But Elon Musk is a billionaire. The moment Elon Musk good karma is over, we don't know what he'll become next lifetime. Yes or no? And I gave example also. So quoting Prabhupada, of course. Prabhupada did not get into details. Should I give an example? You know, I told yesterday night also. The last president that Americans loved most was John F. Kennedy. The first lady was very beautiful, Jacqueline Kennedy. Went to see Texas, Dallas. I think Dallas. Dallas or Houston? Dallas, right? Dallas, right? And he was sitting in the front, topless jeep. I think next was his vice president. Behind was the first lady, Jacqueline Kennedy, and vice president Fife, I think. And this side of the road, people are standing in lines, holding American flags. Kennedy had top ratings actually. And then the vice president, I think she said, President, who in the world said the Texans don't love you? See, so many people are standing on the road holding flags, holding with they were very exhilarating actually experience. That is the last lines Kennedy heard. And exactly 2 3 seconds later, Jacqueline Kennedy, half of the skull of Kennedy fell in her hands. What a gruesome, sad thing. Huh? I'm sure she must have gone through a lot in her life. This is her husband, president of the world. Suddenly, she was falling. So once the good karma ends, that's it. But with devotees, keep your desire simple. I will not criticize anybody. I will not, somebody's criticizing, that's okay. It's up to them. I will not do it. One should try to do as much as possible right things. If you do wrong things and you learned you have done wrong, ask for forgiveness. Even with all the impurities, Krishna will forgive. Continue Believe me, you are the most successful person in the planet, even though you are a failure materially. Thank you very much. Any question or comment? Otherwise, yes, please.
Prabhu, I have a practical question. How to reading news, like newspapers, it's personally, I think it's very disturbing for my own consciousness. Because then, first thing is, it is most of it doesn't concern me. Second thing is, even if there is a news, I'm not going to be able to do anything about it. And third thing, it's just overall not very conducive for my consciousness. So I also have to compensate for it by reading a lot more Bhagavatam or Prabhupada Viramrita to get all this out of my mind. So would you recommend, or is there a practical way to not read the mundane?
Answer is very simple, bro. Don't read.
So,
Anything is you should know, you will get to know anyway. If you come for prasad like now, you will come to the all news. Don't worry. Don't read, don't waste your time. I'm honest with you, you'll come to know everything that you need to know. Don't worry, you have enough friends in David community too. No? Otherwise, what happens, I'll tell you. Prabhuji, believe me, I don't open anything, but still I'll know everything. You know, one devotee puts, hey Prabhu, how you went to Nepal? How is he? What? Nepal, something went wrong. I said, really, what went wrong in Nepal? So, means you're opening it. That's why I said in the beginning of the class. उनका जीवन में क्या चल रहा है? As long as that many people are there, movie industry, newspaper industry, they have no problem. Only problem is they want to read free of cost. That's a problem nowadays. Any article you want to read, you will read 2 lines. Register $1 a month, only $1. See, they are so sad. I saw you actually. So my point, don't read. As simple as that. You will get to know whatever you should know. Don't read. Trust me. Any other question? But one thing, you have to come to the Bhagavatam class, and after that, ceremoniously, you have to go upstairs to take breakfast.
Taking breakfast with you, they have no responsibility.
It is not their responsibility. you know.
What difference is here?
Because these days, when I look at the news, there are like so many developments. Like every few hours, there is some news, and then it just goes like, okay, if you don't read, okay, are you missing out something? No, that's why. Then you get me.
I'll tell you, trust me. Nowadays, our Vaishnava Sangha is flooded with all news comes in Vaishnava Sangha only. You don't need to go anywhere. You know? If not, just go and talk to Mataji, your wife, that she can give you the rest of the thing. She's maybe in Vaishnavi Sangha. You know? So they won't have their own thing, you know. So because we don't want to miss the material juice, you know. Spiritual juice is good, but it comes only once in a while. You have to be satisfied somewhere. You feel either this or this. You know. Bhagavatam class ends by 9:30, Bhagavatam class is over. Krishna Kumar Prabhu made a nice statement. Maya says, hey, 2 hours with such an attention you're chanting? Congratulations, sir. I have 22 hours, no problem. When we do this as a ceremony, I have to do it. I'll simply one line. Prabhu, I'm talking to myself. If your mind is taking you to school days or college days, or my parents used to take good care of me, these are things you're thinking. It means mind is not enjoying the present. Especially mind is not enjoying chanting. So Prabhuji, when we give lecture, Raga Bhakti, Vaidhi Bhakti, Gopi only. And we have to take 10 times whether should I go to Mangalarti or not. If it is Raga Bhakti, there is no question of 10 times. How can I have Mr. Krishna 6 hours, 7 hours? I have to. No? So this is mentioned clearly in Nectar Devotion. But Shivaram Maharaj also mentions initially Vaidhi Bhakti, after that combination of Raga and Vaidhi, and eventually when you have Mahabhagavad devotee, then pure Raga. Okay, that's also mentioned, no doubt. But day one, Raja Bhakti. Yeah, what is our qualification? Giriraj Maharaj made a nice statement. Just read second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 55 verse onwards, and apply, you will become a pure devotee. Janivas Prabhu made a statement. Read Bhagavad Gita every day, one day you will see the lotus feet of Radharani. Then you will say, I have taken Brahmin initiation only to see Radharani's lotus feet. She already got Brahmin 2 years ago. And once in a while she comes and puts that she or he puts that shutter on my head. I don't want to be under and receive somebody's blessings. I want to give you blessings. How many of you understood? Understood, right? Hare, this is Krishna's blessings I am giving. I want to give you, sir. Bhakti Swami made a nice statement. Out of 1,000 people, Prabhupada would give Brahmin only to 5 people. Those who are interested in, we need deity worship. But now, it's Bhakti Swami statement. I'm just paraphrasing it. It's sugar coated. Brahmin, Harinam means undergrad. Brahmin means masters. Sannyas means PhD. Unfortunately, some people cannot become sannyasis. That's why the moment you become a sannyasi, you will have 101 invitations from Bangladesh to South America. Up to yesterday, nobody looked at you. These are all the statements, not my statement, I'm honest with you. Suddenly, the wearing of the dress changes, you become a pure Mahabhava devotee. One day, only in one day difference. Now you are wearing lungi, you are a pure devotee. If not, you are useless bum. It means we are not focusing on the real things. We are focusing on externals. Anyway, we don't need to read, you'll get enough. For sure. Trust me. Any other question or comment?
I'm in conditioned state. My mind is cooling down. So to get that higher taste, if I try, the mind and senses are always pulling down. So it's a vicious cycle. How do I come out of this cycle to get that concept?
The bhakti you perform diligently, Prabhuji. One problem we have, everything should happen tomorrow only. Gaurav Prabhu made a nice statement. Prabhu, on the last day also you have to chant your 16 rounds. Even if you are practicing Raga Bhakti, externally you should be a conditioned soul practicing Vaidhi Bhakti. Haridas Thakur never stopped his rounds. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him, stop your rounds. My Lord, I have taken birth in a Mlecha family. Yavana family, sorry. Yavana family. But you have done so many wonderful things through me. Shraddhapatra, Advaitacharya, this Advaitacharya, that head of the Vaishnavas, Mahavishnu. He is giving me Shraddhapatra. My birth is low. I'll chant my rounds, my Lord. Please don't. Lord Chaitanya told him, my first year of Krishna consciousness, there were so many books. One day I opened a book like this. And what is your problem? I cannot chant my rounds. I said, no. Haridas Thakur also has this problem. Not me alone. No, you didn't understand what I said. You understood? This is my first year of Krishna consciousness. I opened that book and I opened that page and I was reading it. Lord Chaitanya said, can you ascertain what is the disease? Can you ascertain the cause? My Lord, I have problem chanting my rounds. I am not the only one. You are also the good one. It took very long time. Then they understood, oh, that's why approach. First desire, then desire. It takes time. Okay, I'll tell you. One day, he told me this. He saw me. I don't know what he did, what he saw me. Yugal Kishore, eat nicely, you sleep nicely. He told me that. Means maybe he might have seen me. He saw me 10:30, 11 o'clock in the kitchen, in the Prasadam hall, serving Prasad. And he saw me in Mangalarti. Maybe he saw me falling asleep. You sleep nicely. You eat nicely. Don't stretch yourself. 20 years, then you are grounded, and you'll depend on everyone has to serve. So that's why, what is Rajaguna? You pull to the extremes. Sattva, balance. This Dasya Prema told me, his Guru Maharaj, what is Devan Swami. Why my Guru Maharaj came? His flight is 6:30. He brought his luggage. There is no hurry rush. Very like a swan, he just went. He picked up, he called his flight is at 8:30, 6 o'clock only. But the movies and all, running, Hi, how are you? I said, he said, that type of thing is not there in the Maharaj, he said. So we have to, I am Rajaguru actually. That's what I'm telling. So you, on the last day also, you have to chant your rounds. One lady went to Gaur Maharaj and said, she was crying continuously. I want that Krishna Prem. Gaur Maharaj said, you've already attended. Even if you attend, you don't know you've attended. And you always think you're fallen. That is how that is state. As you make more progress, you think you're more fallen. You think you're not doing anything. That's good. If you think you have something, that's pride. Sign of progress actually means you become humble. You become service oriented. You don't complain. And you think you're most fallen. But hope against Ashabandha, hope against hope. And without your knowledge, you don't know. You have no idea, you're already transformed. And you will pursue, that is bhakti. And you're always in, you're blissful actually. But you think you're very fallen. That nirvedam, that will not make you dissatisfied. It will not make you depressed. It's an ecstasy. So my simple answer is continue doing what you're doing. Eventually, we'll all attain perfection. Actually, somebody said, before leaving the world, Pankajangiri Prabhu said, every devotee in ISKCON will go back to God. Pankajangiri Prabhu said. The only question is when. Any other question or comment?
Please excuse my crooked mind and primitive question. When we see these names, Prabhuji, Utkala like this, Utkala actually means great land or Orissa or something like that. We see they're all names of qualities. Generally, it is mentioned, right? It is also recommended that devotees keep the names of Krishna, Krishna's incarnations, like that. But we see Dhruva, that is also quality, Uttama, Uttanapa.
Mahabhagavad devotees, I got your question. Prabhuji, one devotee Prabhupada gave names Adya. What is Adya? Adyam beginning is Krishna. Prabhupada can correlate. Prabhupada is very good control in Sanskrit, and Prabhupada can correlate the moment, Adyam Purana Purusham. So that is Krishna. So Prabhupada gave name Adya. Nitra. How do you correlate, you tell me? A pure devotee can understand what it is. Prabhupada writes, Lord Vishnu is sleeping in Yoga Nidra. Prabhupada said, look, Yoga Nidra, Vishnu is not Tamaguna, that is Yoga Nidra. He is doing the activity in Yoga Nidra, activity of creation maintenance. So, all the good qualities originate from Krishna. But the next generation Prabhupada disciples, they don't have that grip on Sanskrit. You know, so that's why sannyasi has name Bhakti. Bhakti Raga Maharaj, Bhakti. Our Prabhu, you know, so a name and the Krishna. It's very direct. You know. Adya, Le Nidra, you know. Prabhupada had that consciousness. You know, that is coming from Krishna. You know, the qualities, Uttama Shloka. You know, so Krishna's origin, full conviction they had. That's my. Anyone wants to add anything?
There was also a devotee, Mataji, who went and asked when they were giving, Prabhupada was giving the name, and then Prabhupada looked at the Mataji and said, your name is Maya Devi.
Mahamaya. Okay, you should know this, you know, her story, should I tell?
Yes.
One day she came to Nirundan. She would come every year actually. One day one brahmachari went to pick her up. And what she said? I will not get into the car. She asked, Prabhu, who is picking me up? He said, me. Anybody else? He said, no. You know what she said? You know what my name is? You know, Mahamaya Devi Dasi. Prabhu, you don't know the power of Mahamaya. I'm still Devi Dasi. There is a 40-year-old difference between you and me. She said, I don't understand. She has that conviction, you know, Maya is very powerful. Actually, she didn't get into the car. They waited another 2 hours, and another batch people, a batch of devotees came. Then she got into the car with other devotees. Mahamaya, she's still there actually. She lives in Florida now. Any other question or comment? Thank you. Well, and sorry if I have spoken anything wrong. You know, please forgive me, but very grateful for your patience. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhyascha Shantanam Bhavanam Vaishnavim Anandavad Vaishnava Ki Jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.